versus minimal damage to employment is front and center. Let's see. Oh, I thought that was Anna Wong. And again, people are expecting a bigger revision down. So that's going to be one of the bigger things. If last month gets a big revision down, then you'll probably get a lot more positivity. Why you so early? Because we got the non-farms, baby. Non-farms in about 1 minute, actually. All righty. So really not much. Again, go to the BLS website. You can go to tradingeconomics.com to get the calendar as well. And that's it. 1 minute. Locked and loaded. So again, I think the market reaction is going to be wild. Watch every 15 minutes. Even then, the move we make pre-market all the way to the bell, that one will be very, very key. 30 seconds. Many on Wall Street watching the jobs report. Watch government and healthcare jobs. For release. All right, 30 seconds. I'm going to get the dollar up here, too. Call it a day. Let's get it. All right, 5 seconds. Good luck, Chattadonia. Good luck. Non-farm payrolls, Canada numbers coming out. All right, there it is. And we're off. Hold on. That one didn't update. 275? Whoa. So another big beat. But here's the deal. Unemployment rate went up to 3.9. Hold on. And then average hourly earnings, it stayed elevated. So that's not as good. But it did come down on the month over month. I think unemployment rate, everybody might tweak out on that. So jobs was bad because it came up. But unemployment rate at 3.9. No. That's just like that last time. You guys remember what happened that one time? Everybody thought it was bad, but then the unemployment rate ticked up, and then before you know it, everybody went crazy. U.S. manufacturing -4. All right, let me read you the report. Oh, and I'm surprised the bonds aren't going up. Again, I kind of want to go for an MNQ, but I don't know if it's worth it right now. Oh, come on, update. It's not updated on the Fed website yet, or the BLS. But again, I think it's good off the unemployment. There's the bond rates going up. Where are the bonds from the other day? They're still elevated. Even Marvel getting a bid. Pumping now. I think it's going to be good. Again, wages were higher. They didn't drop, which I don't think anybody was expecting too much. What was the revision? How come I can't get the damn data? What did they revise last month to? Oh, they revised last month down. They revised last month to 229, I'm pretty sure. Bro, this one's not loading. I'm on the BLS website. It's not going up here. But I'm trying to get the revision data. Yeah, 350 to 229. Yeah, so that pretty much everything that happened last time didn't even really matter. So again, those revisions came in a lot lower. So first couple minutes is higher. I think unemployment rate, that is your biggest piece of info right there. Average hourly earnings went up 0.1 instead of 0.2. Headline beat estimates, but look at the tick up in unemployment. Yeah, everyone noticed that real quick. Let me get the Fed. I want the BLS website. I could read over it. I just don't know why it's lagging so hard. February 2nd. Today is not February 2nd. All right, you're going to have to wait a little. That has all the details, unfortunately. We'll take a look at the Zaza. The Fed futures are kind of coming down here a little bit. They went up a little bit. They actually didn't move too much. Again, you got Canada employment coming out now, too. Again, I think it's going to be generally positive, though. I think people like the unemployment rate. The only weird reaction right now is the bonds. So factoring in the downward revisions of the prior 2 months, the payroll gain is effectively less than expected, combined with a softer print for hourly earnings and the rise in employment. This report suggests that January's blowout was indeed a bit of an anomaly. So if anything, this is having people focus on last month. Like I'm saying, yeah, 229 is for the last month. Remember, last month was like 330 or whatever, so they revised that a lot lower, and the month before that, and hourly earnings went down a little bit. So, again, people are already interpreting this positive. I mean, the markets have already ran up a lot. We'll see. But, again, the bonds, they're not moving at all. Honestly, this reaction is quite small here for markets for now. Yeah, treasuries aren't a whole lot changed. Yeah, it's like that's what they say. If you factor in, so pretty much if you take today's beat and then factor in the revision that was positive, that means today was a beat. But like you're just doing too much. You're just doing too much at that point. But either way, it just again they did revise it lower, so that means whatever we thought was really, really, really strong was not as strong as we expected. But I don't think this reaction is going to be good for bonds. I kind of want to short the bonds, but again, essentially, this just kind of reaffirms job market may be able to slow down. Obviously, it's not that bad, but then it's just like you don't have the same steam as last time. And then again, today was a big beat though. The yen rallies to 1%. Interesting. So the yen is the one loving this. Interesting. Spot gold hits a record 2182. I'm down like $500 on that MGC, which is good though. I would have been down like 5,000 if I did a big one. So I can't complain. Yeah, gold's been going crazy. Again, gold just with everything going on. There's one thing. I think Citi put a $2,300 target on gold by the end of the year. All right, oil's starting to move. There's the SPY. Where is TLT at? Literally yesterday's price. You did miss the data. It came in a little hotter. Revisions were positive to the downside. And then even if we beat, unemployment rate went up a little bit higher, a lot higher, I'd say, than anyone was expecting. How come they say, there it is, finally. All right, I got the report. Keep an eye on bonds. That's why I'm switching the screens over here. So non-farms rose by 275. Unemployment increased to 3.9. Job gains occurred in healthcare, government, food services, drinking places, social assistance, and transport. Household rose by unemployment rose by 0.2 to 3.9, and the number of unemployed rose to 334 to 6.5 million. Jobless rate was 3.6%, and the number of employed people was 6 million. Among the major working groups, employment rate for adult women, 3.5, teenagers, 12.5, increased over the month. Permanent job losers increased by 174,000 to 1.7 million in February. The number of people on temporary layoff was changed to 827. Number of long-term employed, those 27 weeks or more, was at 1.2 million. Little change in February. The long-term unemployed account for 18.7 of all unemployed people. Labor force participation was 62.5 for the third consecutive month, and unemployment population ratio was unchanged at 60.1. Number of people employed for part-time economic reasons was 4.4 million, changed little in February. The number not in the labor force who currently want a job was 5.7 million, little change. Among those not in the labor force who wanted a job, the number of people marginally attached to labor changed 1.6 million. The number of discouraged workers, subset of marginally attached who believe no jobs are available, was little changed at 425,000. Establishment survey data, total non-farm payrolls rose by 275 in February, above the average monthly gain of 230 over the prior 12 months. Healthcare added 67 over the average of 58. Government rose by 52 versus 53. Food and drinking services increased by 42,000 after changing little over the prior month. Social assistance, 24,000 jobs compared to 19,000 average. Employment and transportation warehousing rose 20,000 versus 17 after losing 70,000 in the prior months. February continued to trend up in construction, 23,000 versus 18,000 average. Retail trade employment change, 19,000, little change. Employment showed little change over the month of major industries, including mining, oil and gas, manufacturing, wholesale, info, financial activities, professional business, and other services. Average hourly earnings edged up by 5 cents to $34.57, following an increase of 18 cents in January. Average hourly earnings are up by 0.1% in February and 4.3% over the year. In February, average hourly earnings of private sector and non-supervisory edged up to 7%. In February, the average work week edged up by 0.1 hours. The change in total non-farms was revised down by 43,000 from 333 to 290, and the change for January down by 124,000 from 353 to 229. Jeez. With these revisions, employment in December and January combined is 167, lower than previously reported. So that's the good news right there. So literally revision and unemployment. But that's about it. Again, bonds came out. I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till market opens to make a play. I think it's bullish, though. I just think the bond's a little bit weird of a reaction. Again, market's already up. I'm either looking MNQ, but we'll give it a little bit. But I don't think you have any bad news there. Again, even if the number came in hot, those revisions are now good news. And then unemployment rate going up to 3.9. I think that has everybody excited. Yeah, that's it. I read all the main points there. Not so bad. Let's see what other people are saying. So Ira Jersey says the market is likely to focus on higher unemployment rate and downward revision. Although labor market is far from weak, there is some indication of cracks that may solidify in the market's expectations of a Fed rate cut by mid-year. Job gains occurred in healthcare. Yield spike after the payroll data came out, but this seems on balance to be a dovish print with negative revisions to prior numbers and a rise in unemployment. 2-year yield hit 4.56, undoing most of yesterday's decline, but now at a new session and month low. So labor force participation rate stayed the same, 62.5. Number of people looking for a job climbed by more than 300,000. Yeah, the revisions were huge. So literally December and January was 167,000. That's crazy, considering you thought last month was a 350,000 job print. If you go look at now the difference between December and January combined, it's 167,000 jobs. So honestly, the jobs market, that just today kind of like, it really changed that last meeting. So again, one more point to revisions, because that just made you go, huh? And then bonds came back. SPY's holding. Gold is breaking out. They're going nuts. So John Brady, RJ O'Brien said unemployment report provides pretty mixed data. He had some of the details look pretty weak with softer revisions, softer wage data. It's positive for the inflation outlook. Alrighty. I think that might be it. I think that might, again, it's just going to be all about the market melt up at this point. All right, I'm going to go with one MNQ. I wanted to wait. I'm going to do one MNQ for the market melt. Oh, yeah, that nugget swing. I forgot. That one's in the random. That one's doing good. We have till June on that one. But, dude, gold is going nuts. Again, hit another high. Yeah, I went long on one MNQ. Just one of them. I could balance it out later. And, again, keeping it small because I like it. I do think market will get upside. But even then, like today, I've seen the market take this type of report and go up 2%. Market got it, and it's like barely moving because we're so elevated. And then the bonds, I need an answer on that, but it generally should be bullish. But I'm gonna wait till they kind of move around a little bit. Market melt. I don't think today was good. I mean, again, I don't think the data was bad news. It could have been neutral news, but again, I think big revision down, unemployment going higher. I think that's enough for the crackheads to like it. The only difference is that the market is not as aggressive compared to other points when this type of data would come out. We are aggressive, but we're already up so high. So Richard Flynn and Charles Schwab UK said he expects to see some volatility in the coming days as investors react to the figures. As for the bigger picture, the numbers are unlikely to rock the boat too much, but economic data released between now and then has tempered expectations. Today's non-farm could be seen as support of newer, more conservative expectations of 3 cuts in 2024, which, funnily enough, is what the Fed has been forecasting all along. Yeah, rise in labor force, the Fed hailed as positive, seems to be running out of steam. It came in flat for the last 3 months straight. Fed swaps priced in a 1/4 point cut by June now. So the Zaza's moving. That Zaza play, I think, would have hit a little bit, Danny. He would have got a little bit. Yeah, gold is insane. Well, again, I mean, this does support gold at the very least. Gold is the winner on the day. I should have just went long on the MGC. Wages were elevated from last month, but they came in lower than expected. So the wages were essentially not a problem. Like I was telling you, if we had unemployment rate go up and those wages rocketed, we would have had a problem here today. But it looks like wages weren't an issue. They did go higher, so that trend remained. But unemployment rate, I think, got people excited. And then again, you just had another 100-point revision or 100,000 job revision downward. Are you guys aware of that? So both months, January and December, I think they both, one got a 40,000 revision, the other one got a 129,000 revision. So literally about 190, almost 200,000 jobs from last print have disappeared. So that's another part of today. And then again, wages just did not upset anything. So remember, there's 2 surveys, household and private. The household survey tumbled by 184. We've seen that several times in recent months where the payroll gain is robust, but household suggests a contraction. In fact, household survey has now shown declines in employment for 4 of the past 5 months. So the U.S. employment report was dovish on aggregate despite the headline beat, 275 to 200. Not only were the prior data revised hefty down by 167, the unemployment rate unexpectedly popped to 3.9, and wage growth was cooler by 0.1. Participation a little lower. Regardless, the market's perspective, this is the sort of thing that should keep the 24 dot plot firmly at 3 interest rate cuts this year while offering supportive fixed income. Given the usual tendency to price move, this in turn will keep at least a little tailwind for risky assets, or at least not switch it into a headwind. So the report is globally consistent with the idea of landing economy, not too hot, not too cold, somewhat a sweet spot, said Florian Aleppo of Lombard Asset. With that, the currently gaining traction of Goldilocks scenarios sees its odd rising as with job creations normalizing. The Fed has a case to normalize rates as well. So there it is. It took about 15 minutes. The word Goldilocks has already been used. The Russell's killing it. So honestly, it's not just gold. Russell, I think, is even outperforming the NASDAQ here. So again, I think Russell is winning off of this. That's already up 1%. Yeah, pre-market, everything's going crazy. All right, I think it's bullish. I think it's bullish for now. We're kind of calm. On that note, Chad, I love you all. 15 minutes have gone by. Let me get you guys a little bit of news. Let me prep the morning up. And I'll see you in a little bit here. Let me give you this one. Muhammad El Arian, he says there is something for everyone in this report. If you think the labor market's too hot, you'll point to the increase in hours. If you think the market is just right, softening, you'll point to revisions or hourly earnings. This report, he said to Bloomberg, does have a lot of new information for economists, but to markets, this will be taken as good news. I'm honestly paralyzed, he said, referring to this report as ambiguous. Yeah. So again, data, not too telling, but I think for markets, they're going to like it. Yes. Alrighty, I will be right back. Give me a second. Oh, Muhammad.
A time where disinflation is inconsistent, where the data has not been entirely reliable.
Look, I'm just going to pick up on what Michelle said. There's an enormous amount of dispersion. One of the biggest dispersion in the inflation picture is goods versus services. You just heard Michelle rightly refer to it. The risk we have is that goods deflation may stop before services inflation comes down fast enough. And ultimately, this takes us to somewhere that I don't think we want to go to, which is, what is the right inflation target? And should the Fed declare victory not at 2%, but slightly above 2%, and do what Jason Furman calls opportunistic disinflation? Because the risk is that if service inflation is more stubborn than the Fed thinks, and service inflation is not sensitive to the interest rate as much as goods inflation is, you may end up sacrificing too much economic growth, and you may end up fueling too much inequality.
Mike McKee, I know you want to jump in.
Well, I got a couple of statistics that fit into this argument. One is that manufacturing lost 4,000 jobs during the month of February, while service-providing jobs were up 204,000, which might be scary, given what Mohammed was saying, except when you look at the average hourly earnings, manufacturing jobs were up 0.2%, not all that much. Service-providing jobs only up 0.1% after a 0.6 gain in January. So it doesn't look like we are seeing inflationary pressures.
Mohammed, you opened the door again to a conversation about a different inflation target. Every time you do this with me, I get emails and I get people pushing back. It is deeply unpopular in this country to have this conversation, Mohammed. Why do you think it's so important?
Because people are afraid that we will de-anchor inflation expectations. And I understand that. So let's not change the target. Let's just pursue the target in a very sensible manner and take advantage of openings as they occur. But let's not sacrifice the economy. I'm really glad. I must tell you, on Jobs Friday, I always love the two-round interventions by Mike. The first round is a very quick interpretation of what has happened. And the second round is adding to it deeper analysis because he's had time to look at the data. I think what's happening in the service sector is really good because higher wages may have attracted more people into it. And that is a good thing. I don't have the data in front of me, but I do hope that labor force participation went up, Mike.
It did.
It did.
It did. Or stayed about the same. I am curious, Michelle, you're nodding along. And I think that this is something that we don't talk about a lot on this show. But it's a real fear that's really hung over the Federal Reserve, which is they're willing to have a higher inflation rate than risk a real recession that really puts people out of work because that has social upheaval and all sorts of other consequences. How much is that really looming here behind a lot of these decisions?
I think it's really important, as Mohammed mentioned around the target and the debate over the target. I mean, for the Federal Reserve, it's not, they have a dual mandate. Their mandate is price stability and full employment. And I think even around price stability, if you look at the changes to monetary policy that we saw prior to the pandemic and after the pandemic, they created a lot more flexibility around that target. And I think that flexibility is going to hold. So to me, again, it's not the case that the Fed has to see that 2% core PC target hit before they can start thinking about cutting interest rates. And I think they're communicating that very clearly. They have to feel as though the groundwork has been set for consistently lower inflation at price stability over the longer run. And if they are seeing trends in the economy like they're seeing now, which is the immaculate disinflation that everybody enjoyed throughout last year, goods inflation coming down, consumer expectations for disinflation, which is really important as well, then I think that they can set the groundwork as they are for starting to think about cutting interest rates. And then also, remember, the whole discussion around real rates is extremely important and normalization based off of where real rates are going.
Mohammed, I want to bring something up with you because as you're talking about what we're seeing, the messiness in the data, Ellen Zentner's words keep coming back to me. She's looking really significantly at immigration and how much that's changing a lot of the numbers that we're seeing. That actually, a lot of the hires are coming from people who are new to the shores. And that's the reason why you can get both high job numbers and job creation and low inflation. How much do you think that's a story that's underpinning this that may not be durable depending on the policies, but that really has been underpinning a lot of the story?
Oh, it has been underpinning it, and it's something that has differentiated the U.S. from the rest of the world. Look, we are living in a multi-year paradigm of insufficiently flexible supply. There are multiple reasons for that. One of the insufficiently flexible supply element has been the labor market. And to the extent you can relax that, you get higher activity and you get higher demand. So you increase both the supply and the demand of the economy, which is a very positive thing. So I think in terms of the economics of it, it's very clear. But there are political and social issues that you'll also have to bring into that debate.
Let's get some final thoughts. 23 minutes ago, we got the jobs data, 275K against an estimate of 200K. The unemployment rate, a little bit higher than expected at 3.9%. Wages, a little bit softer. Big downward revision to that 353,000 in the previous month, unleashing quite a rally in the bond market at the front end of the curve. We're down 7 basis points on a 2-year to 4.43. On a 10-year, down 3 basis points to 4.05%. In the equity market, we're doing okay. We're positive by 1/3 on the S&P. And once you look at that bond market move, just take it over to foreign exchange. The dollar a little weaker against basically everything in G10. The euro at 109.66. For a final thought, Michelle Meyer of Mastercard Economics Institute, together with Mohammed Al-Erin of Queen's College, Cambridge. Michelle, first to you. Going into next week, CPI, retail sales, what are you looking for?
It's a big week. So I think for CPI, we should continue to see moderation, particularly in the good side of the economy. I think that's very clear. The question will be around services, owner's equivalent rent, trying to understand how much we can see some easing. But to me, it's still a story of moderating inflation over the longer run, even if you have some quirks month to month, as we did in the last CPI report, which got so much attention, 1 month of data. And then for spending, look, we're seeing with our spending pulse data, consumers continue to spend. February looking better than at the turn of the year. So we think we will see that reflect in the retail sales report. The economy is humming along.
Doing decently. Mohammed, a final thought from you. Speaking of quirks and 1 month of data, this payrolls report, does it change anything?
Well, it will sideline more those who suddenly decided that we were going to get no hikes, or that we're going to get no cuts, or even get a hike. You've heard me say, I think the baseline remains 2 to 3 cuts this year starting in June. And the data is consistent with that. But hopefully now we'll have less chatter about either a hike or no hikes this year.
Yeah, I think we've got to catch up with Torsten Slok of Apollo again and Steve Rasciuto of Mizuho, who are looking for no cuts in 2024. Michelle, great to see you. Always is. Thank you. And Mohammed, thank you for your time, sir. Always appreciate it. 275, the number, against an estimate of 200K. Sounds like a massive upside surprise, except we got a big downward revision to the previous month. And growth for average hourly earnings came in a little bit softer than anticipated. This conversation is going to continue into next week with Jeff Yu of BNY Mellon, Andrew Hollenhorst of Citi, Seema Shah of Principal Asset Management, and Lisa Shallow of Morgan Stanley. And just for Bramo, I'll do it again. Let's get you to the weekend, Bramo. You can leave.
Absolutely.
To the weekend, Jeff Yu. Jeff Yu, Chattadonia. Good morning, baby. How you living, baby? That's it. The bond market likes the number, the 2-year. Let's see. Let me get you a couple of quotes, and then let's get into the morning, baby. It's a market that wants to run. The 2-year will force the Fed to cut. They're probably okay given Powell's tone this week. The report does not give confidence for those 2 dot submitters that are sitting on the 2 versus 3 cuts. Lindsay Rosner, head of multi-sector at Goldman Sachs, says the more reasonable, albeit still strong February print coupled with 2-month payroll net revisions spoke to the larger theme of a tight but normalizing labor market, an environment that could lend marginally more confidence to the Fed, who is looking to shore up their own. She said, big picture, these were helpful numbers for the Fed to gain confidence. Let's see what happens with the SCP dot plot. All righty, Chattadonia. I think we're ready to go now. I got the news ready. We're all ready to go. How you living, baby? Good morning, Chattadonia. What's going on? How you living, Kenny? What's up, Lucky Soldier? What up, Laurie? Carissa Hines, baby. Good morning. Malcolm Anzo, Tim Battleboard, Tyree, Jerry Woods, Kenny Candy, Winnie Loser, Devlin, Sean, Yankee. Good morning, baby. What up, Danny? What up, Christina? Yay! Oh, Mavis in the house, baby. Sipping Ghost, Christian Collection, Pedro, Wallace, Mo, baby, BM. Good morning. How you living, CYB? What up, Wallace? What up, Big Jazz? Oh, Najee Wolf in the house. Happy Friday, baby. What up, Anthony? What up, Austin? Good morning, Brian, Damian, Riley, Sungrown, Gary, Buffalo, Patrick, Paul D'Souza. Good morning, baby. Kurt Poison, Kelvin, Andreas, baby. Young Yoda, Risa, Nelson, Minacho, Hush, baby, the Burrito Lion. Good morning. Z06, Wandering, Youngblood, Loma, Tyler, Dobie, Ram the Bull, Rodney. Good morning, baby. What up, Bassam? How you living, Caballero? Good morning, Sarah. What up, Compound Hound? Oh, yeah, good morning. What about the Twitch? JG Industries in the house, baby. Good morning. Kintwa, Kuba, Sasha Grey Matter, Rusk Legend, baby. I'm Gladiator, Yunnan, Cage, 12 Jim and Shills, Mookie, Linsense, S. Jones Jacks, Big Curly, Amirt, baby, Tilo, Hailstone, Alfredo, Destroyer, Danny V, Sasha Grey Matter again, Snapping Neuron, Mr. XRP, LV Lover, Got Bitcoin, Hailstone, S. Jones Jacks, Tilo, Big Curly, 8012, Most Dope Andy, BDA Cookie Monster, and Uncle Nick, baby. Let's go. It's Friday. Oh, yeah. Rivian CEO says less than 24 hours. We've taken in 68,000 R2 orders. Oh, man, they're above that 1240, too. That sounds good. Good for you. Good for you. I'm proud of you guys. That's it. Well, Chattadonia, it is game time. I'm glad that you are here. I hope your Friday is good. Either way, we'll make it a good Friday. We've been here already for 30, 40 minutes. We're going to have another 7 hours ahead of us. So I hope you like the video. You're here bright and early to hit that 1,000 likes. So that's the good news. But now I'm going to get my assistant here to give you guys the news. I hope you like the video in the meantime. And then I will be back with the final recap and plays. Sounds good? Yeah, we're starting early. We are starting early right now, baby. So you got to like the video. Amen. 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 All right.
Stock futures rise and yields fall after jobs data. Stock futures rose and bond yields fell after the latest jobs report reinforced bets the Federal Reserve will start cutting interest rates as early as June. S&P 500 contracts signaled the U.S. equity benchmark gauge will head toward another record. Treasury two-year yields, which are more sensitive to imminent policy moves, dropped 6 basis points to 4.44%. The dollar retreated. U.S. employment surpassed expectations in February while wage gains moderated, adding to signs of healthy economic growth and softer inflation. Non-farm payrolls advanced 275,000 last month following a combined 167,000 downward revision to the prior 2 months. The unemployment rate rose to 3.9%. These numbers are unlikely to rock the boat too much, said Richard Flynn at Charles Schwab UK. Today's non-farm payroll report can be seen to support newer, more conservative expectations of 3 rate cuts in 2024, which, funnily enough, is what the Fed has been forecasting all along. Fed Chair Jerome Powell, testifying this week before lawmakers, said he believed the labor market was coming into better balance between supply and demand. He also suggested the central bank is getting close to the confidence it needs to start lowering interest rates. Swap contracts that predict the Fed's decisions last month briefly priced in less than 75 basis points of easing, down from more than 150 basis points early in the year. As of Friday, the contracts implied about 90 basis points of rate cuts in 2024. Corporate highlights. Broadcom Inc., a chip supplier for Apple Inc. and other big tech companies, predicted that AI spending would fuel growth more quickly than expected this year, even as sluggish demand in other areas weighs on semiconductor sales. Nvidia Corp's scorching rally has added more than $1 trillion in value this year alone, sending it well above the level where it last split its shares. Gap Inc. reported fourth-quarter earnings that exceeded expectations, a sign that efforts to turn the storied apparel retailer around are bearing fruit. Huawei Technologies Co. and its partner Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corp. relied on U.S. technology to produce an advanced chip in China last year, according to people with knowledge of the matter. Eli Lilly and Company's Alzheimer's disease drug donanemab faces further delays in gaining approval, with U.S. regulators planning to hold a hearing of external advisors to explore how safe the therapy is and how well it works. Novo Nordisk A/S expects the price of its blockbuster weight loss drug Wegovy to drop as more patients get access to the treatment via insurers and healthcare systems, paving the way for broader use. Chief Executive Officer Lars Fruergaard Jorgensen said. Not far for the Fed. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell suggested the central bank is getting close to the confidence it needs to start lowering interest rates, bolstering the idea that such a move could come in the next few months. He told lawmakers that rate reductions can and will begin this year, adding that policymakers are well aware of the risks of cutting too late. Powell's comments sent benchmark 10-year Treasury yields to a one-month low. The Fed chair also told Congress that the threat to the U.S. banking system from mounting bad commercial real estate loans is manageable. He noted the Fed is talking with lenders to make sure they are on top of potential losses after the recent troubles at New York Community Bancorp, but dismissed the possibility of a risk to the overall system. Biden's re-election plans. In a spirited and sharply political State of the Union speech, President Joe Biden laid out the makings of a re-election platform and took aim at an opponent he didn't ever name. Some of Biden's proposals include ratcheting up the burden on the wealthy and corporations, calling on them to pay your fair share. The president's new initiatives include a crackdown on insurance fees designed to lower housing prices and a proposal for a tax credit for new homeowners to offset high interest rates. Biden also used the speech to call on Israel to let more aid into Gaza and has directed the U.S. military to establish a temporary port on the Gaza coast to ease the humanitarian crisis in the territory. China's chips. China is readying more than $27 billion for its largest chip fund to date as it works to accelerate the development of cutting-edge technologies. Known as the Big Fund, the state-backed firm is expanding its remit just as the U.S. prepares to sharply escalate technology curbs designed to curtail Chinese chip and artificial intelligence progress. This comes as Bloomberg reports that Huawei and its partner SMIC relied on U.S. technology to produce an advanced 7-nanometer chip in China last year, suggesting the country still cannot entirely replace certain foreign components required for cutting-edge products like semiconductors. Top overnight news. Japanese corporate wages are set to jump as annual negotiations unions wrap up on March 13, paving the way for the BOJ to eliminate neg. Yields by April. RTRS. A growing number of Bank of Japan policymakers are warming to the idea of ending negative interest rates this month on expectations that this year's annual wage negotiations will yield strong results. RTRS. China's auto sales in February crashed 21% YY and 46% MM, although a sharp rebound in sales and production was forecast for this month. Wall Street Journal. For American tech companies in China, the writing is on the wall. It's also on paper, in Document 79. The 2022 Chinese government directive expands a drive that is muscling U.S. technology out of the country, an effort some refer to as Delete A, for Delete America. Wall Street Journal. Huawei and its partner SMIC relied on U.S. technology to produce an advanced 7-nanometer chip last year, People Familiar said. The revelation underscores the fact that China still can't entirely replace foreign components and equipment. Separately, China is raising more than $27 billion for its largest chip fund to counter U.S. curbs. BBG. Momentum built for a June ECB rate cut as policymakers echoed the prospect, with a few, such as François Villeroy, even suggesting a swifter move in April shouldn't be completely ruled out. But officials won't necessarily lower rates at every meeting once the cuts start, Martins Kazaks cautioned. BBG. Joe Biden targeted Donald Trump in his State of the Union address without mentioning his rival by name. He laid out the makings of a re-election platform including plans to raise taxes on the wealthy and corporations. Biden also sought to portray his age as an asset, going out of his way to appear energetic. BBG. Saudi Arabia has transferred a $163 billion stake in national oil group Aramco to its sovereign wealth fund as the once conservative state investment group seeks to grow its assets to fund projects to modernize the economy. The transfer of 8% of Aramco to the Public Investment Fund is the third time in the past 2 years the government has increased the sovereign wealth fund's stake in the world's largest oil producer. FT. Concentration within the U.S. equity market has surged to a multi-decade high. The 10 largest U.S. stocks now account for 33% of S&P 500 market cap and 25% of S&P 500 earnings. GIR.
GIR. There it is. There it is. A decent amount of news. Again, China, Japan, those are the other things here this morning, besides just the non-farms. But everybody was waiting for the non-farms. But don't worry. I have a little bit more for you. A little bit more. S&P futures are higher by like 0.3 Friday morning after U.S. equities finish higher on Thursday with the S&P and NASDAQ both up over 1%. Bulk of the big tech names outperformed. Semis rallied again, though some additional signs market strength broadening. S&P on track to finish higher for the 17th time in the last 19 weeks. That's the biggest streak since 1965. Treasuries mostly firmer with curve steepening. Dollar down by 0.1 with yen strength again, the big story in Forex. Latest Bank of Japan negative interest rate exit headlines. Gold is up by 0.4, Bitcoin off by 0.4, and WTI down by 0.6. Employment data and revisions largely supportive of firmer growth backdrop, labor market normalization and disinflation narrative. Latter most important from a Fed dot plot perspective, though market still has to deal with February CPI next Tuesday, following a recent batch of hotter inflation data that some economists partly blamed on the January effect. Resilient macro also plays into expectations for further broadening of market strength following some recent signs of rotation to a select cyclical value play, stable 24 consensus, earnings estimates, buybacks, AI, and some other bullish talking points. Bears are focused on stretched positioning and sentiment, potential for further hawkish repricing of Fed pivot expectations, lagged effects of Fed tightening, dampened pricing power, and geopolitics. February headline payrolls came in 275 ahead of consensus, though January saw a big 124,000 downward revision. Unemployment rate up by 2 basis points to 3.9, while average hourly earnings cooler than expected. And prior month also revised down. Early economists reads note that the print fits in line with the Goldilocks narrative, given jobs growth holding up while wages cooling. Treasuries rallied following the print at the policy-sensitive front end of the curve, though economists said the print unlikely to do much on the Fed's rate path outlook. Elsewhere, New York Fed President Williams said inflation expectations have come down quite a bit, but he does not think that the neutral rate has risen much post-pandemic. Broadcom fiscal quarter one better with generative AI and VMware bright spots, though semi-sales light overall with cyclical headwinds on core. Costco pressured by sales myth, though EPS beat. Traffic increased, membership growth strong. Marvel weaker after it guided Q1 below with AI strength not enough to offset headwinds facing enterprise networking and carrier infrastructure. MDB quarter four better, but guidance was soft on headwinds from multi-year term licenses, not expected to repeat in full year 25, and unused Atlas commitments. DocuSign up big for better Q4 results, including billing acceleration and commentary about signs of macro stabilization, and then Gap a standout on merchandise margin-driven earnings beat. Not bad. There's more. There is more. Powell suggests that Fed is nearly confident enough on inflation to begin loosening policy stance. Bank of Japan considers new quantitative policy framework, leaning towards exiting negative rates in March. ECB officials back Lagarde, flag for likely cut in June. New policy framework next week. U.S. payroll forecast growing 200,000 in February versus previous 2 months of slowing, but still strong. Layoff announcements in February hit highest level of the month since 2009. U.S. mortgage rates ticked down for the first time in 5 weeks. BLS says last week email to super users about rental inflation methodology was a mistake. Japan household spending falls by the most since February 21. German industrial production rebounds in January, but still recovery elusive. OECD says that rich countries borrowing to rise 12% to record $15.8 trillion this year. Powell says CRE weakness doesn't pose risk to financial system. 70% of U.S. banks saw profits drop by nearly half in quarter four. Positive obesity drug data from Novo sees its valuation surpass Tesla. TSMC January, February sees 9.4 sales boost thanks to AI drive. Biden calls for tax changes, Ukraine and Israel funding, while drawing sharp contrast with Trump. House Republicans seek to jump the gun on Biden by unveiling a plan for next year. Senate Democrats from automaking states urge Biden to raise tariffs on Chinese EVs. China raising more than $27 billion for third chip fund in response to U.S. attempts to restrain China's ability. House committee advances bill that would force ByteDance to divest TikTok. Biden instructs military to create temporary port of Gazan coast for aid deliveries. Gaza ceasefire prospects dim amid Hamas insistence and permanent truce. France and Moldova signed defense economic cooperation agreement, and then 7-nanometer chip powered by Huawei's Mate relied on U.S. technology. Wow. Chatadonia, how does it feel? That's all the news. We've gone through everything. We're early. We're very, very early, man. I got a couple of plays, so let me get you those. BlackRock to acquire asset manager SpiderRock Advisors. They say, we are BlackRock. Why don't we buy SpiderRock? Huh? Why don't we buy all of the rocks? Okay. Yalla. Don't worry. Still got some plays. It's actually not that deep of a list, though. We've had other days with more. But IoT, we flipped out of that one yesterday. So that was a good one on earnings, but they're up 13.2 off earnings. DocuSign 7.7 off of earnings. Carvana 5.3 RBC capital market upgrade. Biogen up 3.9 in reaction to FDA advisory committee meeting to discuss Eli Lilly Trailblazer ALZ study of donanemab. UBS is up 3.7. Morgan Stanley upgrade to overweight. TSM up 2.6. February revenue up 11% year over year. Gap 8.1 off earnings. Soundhound up 7.5. Nothing. AGTI up 6.1. Cero up 55.8. Nothing. Jiffy up 26.9 off earnings. AIRE up 20. PRCH up 17.7 earnings. Bark 17. OCA up 14. SWBI 10% off of earnings. SUGP 9.9. IMMR 9.0 off earnings. Swivel 8.1. Turn 7.7. Holder 0.72. Discloses 6.3 stake. Tisha up 7.1, LGLC up 6.8, HRTG 5.9, GSIT 5.7, FNKO 5.1 earnings, Loco 3.8 off earnings, Vimeo 3.7 nothing, Array 3.5 nothing, ASTS 3.4, UBS initiates buy. PBR down 11.7 earnings and dividend. MDB down 8.7 off earnings. Marvel down 6.0 off earnings. Costco down 4 off earnings. WSM 2.0 1.6 million block. Broadcom down 1.9 off earnings. Eli Lilly FDA advisory for Trailblazer ALZ2 study of donanemab. AMLX down 80%. Phase 3 Phoenix trial of AMX 0035 in ALS did not meet primary endpoint. RDNT down 8.1, 4.6 million shares offered at 44. Max down 5.9, 3 million share offering. AVAV Baird downgrade to neutral. FWRG down 2.2, 6 million share offering for holder Advent. Victoria's Secret down 0.7. Bank of America downgrade to underperform. BBAI down 20 off earnings. OPFI down 16.9 earnings. ASLE 16.9 earnings. Rent the One Way down 13 off earnings. Cook 12.7 off earnings. APM down 11. GCO down 10 off earnings. Domo down 9.4 off earnings. NDLS down 8.2 off earnings. Max N 6.0 UBS downgrade. ATHA 6.0 clinical and preclinical data. And then CRMT down 5.3 off of earnings. Well, there it is, baby. That's everything. That's your plays. That is your news. We still got 15 minutes, man. What do we do with this 15 minutes? What do we do? Should we go to the watch list? Should we read the comments? I got a couple plays for you, actually. I'm going to be watching IoT. I may want to double dip Marvel. I'm still considering that from yesterday, but it kind of moved up a little bit. MDB I like, but they did really bad. They just move a lot. DocuSign, we have those plays. Be on the lookout. Maybe we get some buyout stuff. Then TSM, I feel like everybody's sleeping on TSM. They came out with like guidance and numbers today, and they're running off of it, but they already ran up. And then Turn, Biotech 0.72, and then CCJ, we're still riding in. Those have been doing good. But yeah, man, that's it. I'm still in the uranium play. It's up like 2 or 3%, but on big size, so that play's doing good. That play is doing good. Let's see. So yeah, we streamed the State of the Union yesterday. I think you guys have comments. Rewatching so too for the commentary. Thank you for streaming. Joint looked like a nursery home. I think we might have to get back to this. We might have to get back to reading the comments in the morning. I wish I saw this live. What's the ticker for Vanny and Novo? Vanny is VANI, and Novo is NVO. So we talked about Vanny on this yesterday. If you guys were there, I think it's towards the end. Again, we watched the thing, and then we talked about some stocks for a little bit. But Vanny, I talked about averaging. I plan on holding that one for a couple of months. Again, I'm hoping Vanny turns into the next VKTX, and we get pumps off of the GLP-1 data. So we'll see. You missed it, gonna watch it. Then I remember Josh said he was streaming. Best commentary. If Josh makes Oval Office 2, we got more content. Wish I saw this live. 5-second fuck up bet is crazy. Do you watch Lex? No, I don't know what Lex is. What is Lex? That's not like one of those crypto comments, is it? Lexaria Biosciences. Honestly, this one looks quite interesting. I wonder what the event is. No, I will look into that. That's a good comment. Amen. Market overvalued. We live in the land of stupidity. Play the action and get out. That's all you could do. Honestly, man, I think this is what some people in the Twitch were like getting worked up over. Even not even just exclusively in the Twitch, but it is getting pretty nutty. Again, you do have to kind of juggle, keep your head on a swivel. But it's one thing about playing the action versus like, yo, is this a real good value? Is this it? But long term, the Republican response was creepy when it's all quiet. There was a lot of creepy things during all of it, man, on both sides. But yeah, that was it. That was good, though. That was fun, man. You guys like the commentary? It's good, man. Maybe I'll just start doing political commentary videos. Because I'm surprised that one didn't get me banned yesterday. And you guys liked it, so that was good. I had a lot of fun. Nothing like watching the State of the Union cracking jokes. You have no idea. I had a great time. I had a great time, baby. Any philo today? There might be. You got to get it out of me, though. You got to bring the philo. That's what, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have a real one-on-one discussion. You laughing your ass off? That's good. Better. It was better than Powell's testimony. It was the same speech. It was weird because it was the same speech, but then people were like, that was the darkest un-American speech ever. And I was like, he said this speech minimum 20 times. It was tripping me out yesterday. Spy calls that open. On the spy, I do think today was good data. So I think you will have a good reaction. But be careful with the options. And, I mean, it's pretty simple. I think you're either going to get a quick flush on the open, and that'll make a lot of the good plays cheaper for a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to literally rocket off the cash open, go up another 0.25%, then stay pinned, and then you're not going to get a pullback. So it's either we get a pullback off the morning or we go rocket straight up. But again, it is a day-to-day, so I don't think it'll be that easy, if anything. But I am long on an MNQ. I went long on a micro NASDAQ. I think I'm down on it now, actually. So I went negative on that play. I thought I had a better position, but I guess not. Oh, yeah, did you guys like the video? Oh, my gosh, I forgot to remind you. Yeah, we only have 700. So we have 10 minutes still, Chad. So we still need to go over your plays, and we need to talk about a lot. But you guys have any questions? But like the video in the meantime. We need 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes unlocks everything. Without 1,000 likes, we get nothing. It's amazing how it works. It's amazing how it works. But is there any questions? Any questions about the rest of the day? What we're going to get into? Any of the past plays? Anything? Again, I went over the watch list comments. There is, I think, is there consumer sentiment data, or is that last week? I might be tripping out. No, yeah, we don't have anything else. You got the WASDE report. So that might be able to move those things. My voice box doing okay? Yeah, I think I sound amazing today. I had a little voice cracks here and there, but like, I woke up at like 4 a.m. It's not bad. Like usually you just let me warm up. I'm good, but I'm feeling great. It's Friday. I'm considering getting a Starbucks, turn it. But I'm not hungry. It's weird. I'm not hungry to wake up here in the morning. I had to poop, though. I'm sorry. Am I giving you way too much info? You asked me a personal question. UK Navy gets report of incident 50 miles southeast of Aden. Just finished this Starbucks. Oh, man. What you get? What you get, baby? All right. You guys got like 4 or 5 minutes of questions. Anything you need. Waiting that homeowner stimulus. I mean, they said what? Biden said $400 a month. That'd be kind of cool. Got to get in and out. Got to catch a flight. Oh, you going to Miami? Let's go, baby. Enjoy it, man. Be safe out there. Okay, if you see any aliens at the mall, run away. Okay, if anybody named Hunter offers you anything, just say no, okay? Watch out. There's a lot of hunters out there. A lot of hunters. Not like Hunter, like they're going to hunt you down, but like you're going to get offers, man. You're going to get offers. One of them might even, never mind. I'm not, I was already out of pocket yesterday after hours. I'll just save that. I'll save that for you guys. You can't get filled after hours on options. Only way you could get filled after hours is after hours, not pre-market, on an ETF, certain ETFs. The latest news, I have old videos. If you go like how to find news, the trading fraternity, I have videos. That's what taught some of the guys like Troy and other people. They paid attention over the years and learned things. But other than that, I have my own little system. But you get it here. I mean, you pull up this channel, you'll be able to get most of that live. You just can't search for it. That's the only downside. All right, you got a couple more minutes, Chad. Again, it's kind of nice being early. Maybe I'll shorten down the news in the morning. I might shorten down the news in the morning, and then we just spend 10 minutes talking and getting it. This is your time. You have a nice, clean, open air to answer your questions or anything. Marvel, I'm going to hold the Marvel put. I don't think it hit. It was looking good earlier, but then they bounced. I'm going to try to play Marvel to the upside. I want to see if we get Marvel plays, but then I'm not going to force it, though. I wanted $74 yesterday, and I wasn't able to get it. Carvana, did they run up? Enphase, I don't really like them, but I think they move a lot. It's a good bar. Yeah, Carvana's up 6%. Why? They were down yesterday, and then they came out of nowhere. Palantir, I think it's a good hype AI play, but I don't know about longing it above like $30. I think that's insanity. Am I concerned about the average PE in the SPY, considering it's far beyond historic averages? No, not for now. Like, people are still in the mode of positioning. Like, as long as people keep positioning and buying, it clearly doesn't matter. I mean, you guys, like, that's why I don't know. You guys remember when I would get into that character and I would like, rah, and like I just start talking smack and I would talk shit about Wall Street and Airbnb. You guys remember when Airbnb would always, like, all the analysts would like downgrade it after good earnings and everybody would like try to sound really, really smart and be like, oh, well, the valuation and the PE, this is unsustainable, and like they go on all that little like tangent. And then what happened? NVIDIA goes crazy. Nobody gives a shit. ARM, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could go down the list of these companies. People care about it until they don't. So right now, as long as everybody wants in on hype and wants certain things, right now the valuation, the PE is not of any concern, especially if a company is growing into it. But at the end of the day, I don't think that is what's stopping people. I do think policy and the, anticipation of the future, that's more likely to get people to stop buying and stop doing things more so than a high price to earnings. Because right now the price to earnings are hot, but like everybody wants in. You know what I'm saying? There's FOMO. You have people who are like, I want to own something. I want to buy this stock. No. Just give it to me. They're not looking at the fundamentals of all of it. If that's the case, NVIDIA would still be at $100 if people really did care. And then it's not just NVIDIA. It's like 20 to 100 other companies that you could go down the list of, and they're all very similar where, once they've shooken off that negativity when rates first came up, man, these companies are trading well above what they earn. Again, most of these like small cap runners, like even I think Zoomscaler, or who is the one? We hit one. I think even NTAP. Most of them don't even make profit. They be rallying just off of doing better. DraftKings, Carvana, they just go up off of being, they don't even have profits. They're just not losing as much money, and these stocks are rocketing up off of it. So keep that in mind. But Chattadonia, we got 1 minute now. What's your first play of the day? Let's go, baby. Post it in the chat. We've answered questions. You didn't get the guys on TV, but I did give you a lot of plays in news. What do you got for me, baby? Post your first play in the chat. Not much time. Apple put stock sell, Tesla calls, NVIDIA put AMLX, Adobe calls, NVIDIA, Rivian call, short the Dow Jones, Apple call, NVIDIA daily, Tesla call, Apple 170, VLD long, Broadcom calls, PPD, selling Costco, SMCI, ARM calls, Google scalp, SPY calls 0 day, Broadcom, Cava, SPY, Tesla, holding NVIDIA, 1K NVIDIA, hands off, looking for a trend, AM calls, ARM calls, JP Morgan, Tesla put, NVIDIA put, BBB food, short Chad, Rivian, Intel calls, trading fraternity calls, more dog coins, SPY calls, Broadcom, skip the pre-CPI chop, buying more SHIB, MSTR, hanging out on NVIDIA, guidance calls, Apple, selling 3M shares, NVIDIA, TSM, long Apple, holding AMD, SPY out the money, NVIDIA, Chad, scanner plays, Josh plays, Dino, you would have been permanently banned if you didn't have that pony. But I'm not seeing you for the rest of the day, baby. Expedia, Apple, selling coin, and Beto. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the plays have been sent. The data has came in. But here at the Cult, there's something more important than all of it. There's something more important before we chase the dollar, before we try to enrich ourselves. We must pay homage to a very special group of people that has sacrificed what more than most of us ever have and ever will. And I am talking about the veterans of the United States of America. So on behalf of the Cult, the people here, the people not here, want to give a huge special shout out all the active servicemen, past servicemen, anybody who has served this country. For real, God bless you. Thank you for your service. Even to your And I encourage all of you know that it's the least you could do is show the love and appreciation of the veterans. We should support as much money to veterans and homeless veterans as we do to Ukraine and anywhere else, man. For real. The least we could do is say I love you, and even better, we could do something for them. So veterans, God bless you all and thank you. I appreciate every single one of you, and big shout out to everybody else out there giving back to their local communities, all the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the garbage men, the janitor, the coaches, anybody giving back to their local community, making it run, baby. That's where all the magic happens. Good work, baby. Please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Send in the Jets! Oh, it's game time, baby. Horna, let's go. Oh, Chattadonia. We out here, baby. We did it. It's Friday, so you got less than 1 minute. Where are we at with the likes? Oh, we did it. We have 1,000 likes. Look at that, baby. We got 1,000 likes. So thank you for liking the video. You have now unlocked a whole set of benefits. Feel free to continue liking the video. But you guys got 30 seconds. Post any plays. Post any news. You got any questions? You let me know. Let's have a good one. And good luck. I'm sure it's going to be a wild one. We're already going a little down. Bonds are down. So get ready. It is a day today. Don't ever forget that. We may have some wild swings in store. Yes, new ability unlocked. New ability. Oh, I'm more business, baby. 15 seconds. Yeah, R.I.P. to Akira. You guys know that? The Dragon Ball Z, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, died today. Yeah, so it's a sad one for some of y'all out there. I know y'all like that. That's big. 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Fight. All righty. All right. Hold on, that's the first thing that went crazy in my portfolio. They just raised the ask on that. Hopefully that fills, or they get a higher bid. I didn't make an order on it. And then CCJ's running. Then Marvel, I want $74 on Marvel. I may be able to go ahead of that, but that is one of the prices there. And then again, don't forget MDB and a couple of the other earnings. MDB down 6. Again, I think Gap was a good one. Market on open balance, 185 to the buy side. Gap's up 7.7. Jeez, who's paying that? Premium's kind of messed up. NQ, I'm down on the NQ. So NASDAQ's a little lower. Russell's the leader. Dow is barely green. That's the crazy part about all of this. Again, Marvel's still going down. What about IoT? Airbnb 168? Yo, what the hell? That's crazy. Coinbase too, though. I think we're about to go, yeah, we're green on Coinbase now. Holy shit, that's insane. So literally long. Just say that out loud and let that marinate for a second. And then there's TSM. TSM's expensive, but that's the one I like. Oh, weed stocks are coming up too. Let's see. ALC. No, I'm going to give that one a little bit. I got to wait. There's a couple of good plays, but honestly, I think it's kind of better to wait. Because I'm looking at some of these options. They're just, the spreads are wide this morning, but I'm not watching like real moves, if that makes any sense. And CCJ came down. They were up a little bit more. Citi, Baba, Snap over 12. Yeah, Baba's up. This is bro, there's a lot of things that are up right now. It feels a little bit more broader than not. Apple's going up there too. Intel's climbing down. Rivian. Oh, JD. I forgot about JD. There's Marvel at 79. Again, Marvel is kind of disappointing. And then TSM. I like TSM, but it just won't. My goodness. I guess it could move up a little bit more. Damn, I gave up that $1. The video on the high. That went away. Apple's starting to go up. PDR, JP Morgan pop. Where's JD? TSM's breaking out. That's the one I thought was decent. Yeah, JD's back to 24. There's Baidu even up. SWBI again. TSM. I was just going to make a play on TSM, but that was the one I was like, let me wait. All right, I'm going to grab something else instead. All right. You guys have 1,000 likes. I love you. Not a recommendation. You will lose money. I did 100 shares of Apple. I'm going to look to flip or swing that on the day, but I got in at 169.33. Baba rocketing up. I have it up here in the top right. Yeah, MNQ came back to green. Honestly, I could probably just flip that. But yeah, I did 100 shares of Apple. I was going to do tracks are messed up. I was even thinking of shares, but they're up more. The only idea is Apple's a lagger. If we do get any sort of late day upside surprise, I do feel like Apple's going to participate. Yeah, Snap's at 1240 now. Bro, Coinbase is at 250 almost. Literally, Coinbase is about to hit 250. Mara's even coming back up. There's AMD. And NVIDIA more highs. Yeah, IoT. We did good on IoT. AMD. Oh, what was the other one I wanted to see? TSM, and I had one more. The average, well, it came, no, they revised lower on the other one, and it came in, it was still high, but it was lower than expected. Oh, MDB. Oh, yeah, where's Docu, too? Oh, Docu only went up 3? Dude, that thing was up 20% yesterday. Boom. And then Turn, this one, 0.72, took a stake. RXRX, what's the other one? Mira. I think this one's a weed stock. They had some data, weed biotech. Coin. TSM. I like TSM, but it just feels expensive. I can't believe Airbnb hit 168 today. So it might either do its little sell-off or just slow climb up. MO, that's rocketing up here at the high. Abivai's going up. Yeah, bro, DocuSign was up like 20%. And then those HPQs, this spread is just really wide. And then Marvel just hugging 79. Marvel moves a lot, though. I can't believe these two candles. That's $2. Overwhelmingly favor June for first interest rate cut. NASDAQ just took a big flip down. So NASDAQ just switched gears. Again, Russell is actually killing it, though. And there's a lot of broadening out. Coin 250. That's insane. I got to see this. I don't think I haven't seen Coin profitable in my long term in years. I want to see how this looks. SWBI out 30%. You played that one yesterday? Nice work. Costco, they were down. And then Apple's still holding. Again, SPY, NASDAQ's moving more than the SPY. Costco's down 5. The long term is worth 174, the big one. The small long term, I think, is right below 20,000. Yeah, I don't know. Redfin went crazy today. Where is it? Coin. Look at this. Bro, we're green on Coinbase. That's insanity. That one is insanity. Well, GG, bro. GG. But yeah, a lot of things are doing good today. Again, even Airbnb, that's a pretty big level if that holds. Costco really selling off. A lot of reds. Bonds have gone red here on the day. GE's climbing. Again, they had news the other day. Yeah, bonds are getting clapped. Average down. I was gonna average down on certain things, man, but my goodness. Oh shit, Mira took off. I kind of want this one could go up. It was at like 170 yesterday. I don't know. I'm kind of down to flip this. I don't want to be that guy. Remember, I brought this one up on the watch list yesterday. Yeah, I'm going to do it. It's a liquid, though. I'm scared. Okay, of course I get top ticked. Fuck me. I'm looking for a target of 180 on this one. I did 1,000 shares of Mira at 150. Already got clapped. MIRA. It's a weed biotech. And Luis, you better not gamble it, Luis. Luis, I know you got other expenses. Don't be gambling on no weed penny stock, Luis. I see you, Luis. Or next time you tell me to make a shout out for someone, I'm gonna be like he was gambling on weed penny stocks. Just shorted M2K. Good work, good work, good work, good work. That one was leading. Which one was that? Mira? MIR. Yeah, I'm looking for like 180. I think it go up to 180-ish. That's where it was pre-market last night. But it was weird. They had like, it's a weed company. They had good data on a weed drug trial, and then they like discovered a new molecule. But they have a patent on weed. I was looking at this one last night. AMD ripping. Yo, AMD up to 7. UK Treasury yelling. We're seeing very strong growth in jobs. Apple's still climbing up a little bit. IYF. Where's Marvel? Marvel, I would love a 74 on that one. So we'll see. LVS on the high. LVS kind of ripping. 0.32. LTRN, yeah, LVS going up. AMD, bro, I keep seeing that one on the high ticker. That one is looking more dramatic than anything. Broadcom pop or drop? Ooh, Broadcom down 3, but remember, they were pricing in 7. That thing's really not even moving that crazy. Oh, CCJ flipped red. Let's see, TSM, that's still going up. Damn. Maybe I should have just grabbed a TSM. Microsoft trying to run up. Yeah, they're only down by 0.34. I should have grabbed a TSM. So they're up like almost $2. Yeah, Rivian, I forgot. Yeah, Rivian, they gave delivery numbers, or excuse me, pre-order numbers yesterday. And then that event got people excited. SPY hitting a new high. Yeah, 5170. Dude, we might pump it up today. So SPY, literally, the NASDAQ is the only thing staying down. I mean, I guess SPY is below it, but it seems like intraday, SPY is moving a lot more than the NASDAQ. Apple is chilling out. Marvel trying to go up. Cigna on the high. Mira. ABNB. Altria. Where's Pfizer? JP Morgan on the high. Flipped out a snap. Oh, yeah. Bro, you would be up $1 that one time when I flipped it this week. I kind of wish we held it because it's literally up $1 since then. But yeah, Snap is kind of breaking out now. So Snap is above the earnings level here. So you guys remember, we're like this whole time we were in the gulag. It did this last time. Whenever it breaks out of the gulag, it starts to get good again. Because anytime it has the earnings gulag, it usually takes a while to get out of it. But you're already in between now. But Snap is at 1250. Pfizer up 1-1. SPY near the high. Russell's up 1-2. Pinduoduo on the low. Yo, Pinduoduo getting smashed low-key. That's kind of weird considering the other ones are doing good. Pinduoduo. Yeah. Oh, you saw the guy spam. He was just spamming. He was just telling you guys not to buy gold. So he was saying how gold is a really bad investment and not to buy it. I don't agree with that, but you know, some people have their own prerogative, but you know, I'll let him do his thing. Like he was very adamant that gold was not a good investment. And I was like, that's weird. But yeah. WWD, GE still going. Baba's starting to come down. I don't have news on Pinduoduo. Pinduoduo. Hey. DJ Timu's US push pays off for Meta and Google. That's all I see, my friend. Yeah, I don't see anything. It's a weird one. They were dropping just because they were underperforming some of the China names, but that one's weird. Square on the high, 2.8. AT&T going up. Google, B&B staying pinned there, but still in the green. Damn, all the travel plays are down. Every day Airbnb goes up. It's kind of a nice rotation. Non-farms came out. Yeah, they came in hotter than expected, but then the revisions for the last 2 months were a lot lower. So technically it came in lower if you look at the revisions, and then the average hourly earnings didn't go up as much. And then unemployment rate actually went up, I think 0.2 higher. And that was the good news. Carvana, pop at the high, 11%. AI's going. SPY, new high. Again, these are all new all-time highs, ladies and gentlemen. So 5176, we are running in the new all-time highs right here. NASDAQ is literally where it was at pre-market. That's the crazy part. Stitch Fix up 9. That's random. Pump it up. Meta's actually insane. If it goes above 520, yeah, dude, there's no way. Meta's at 518. So that's still going. Gold is still running up. High ticker going absolutely insane right now. Barely anything on the low ticker. Was that net? Yo, kind of a decent pop on net. Cloudflare. That one kind of slipped in there. Coinbase 250. Let me check news on Cloud. Check news on net. That one, I don't know if that's just the market moving or if it was just like if that's news. S&P hits fresh record high. Up 0.4. NASDAQ 0.4. Yeah, net keeps going. Open new office in Dubai. I don't see anything, but Cloudflare, they're running up. QTOW. Tesla. Disney. Remember, the last couple of days, Disney was down while all the other stuff was going up. Bro, you're running. Again, the market's actually moving with it, but the high ticker the amount of names that I see is like actually unreal. We've only been here for what, 15 minutes? That's the crazy part. Yeah, the Russell's absolutely right. I'm so mad I sold my Russells. I got hustled, bro. Because the Russell is breaking out now. But again, Russell has very much broadened out over the last couple of days. Everything there. That's why I'm even saying, like, your big tech's not even moving too crazy here, but you are getting so many names on the high ticker, and now even the market's starting to move with it. AMD 225 by end of the day. Okay. Again, Cloudflare. Is there any news on Cloudflare? Yeah, CCJ flipped. But Cloudflare, that looks like news volume, unfortunately. I don't have any headlines on it, though. Where is it? Oh, you expense, Habibi. Cloudflare options are nuts. You could go with shares or find a cheap one, but something may be happening there. It could just be momentum, but they have sold off a little from earnings and been holding up. Is Mongo back in the green? Yo, MDB about to go red to green. Again, they were down like 3 to 6. Microsoft says Russian hackers stole source code after spying on executives. And then MNQ back in the green. Non-farms were good generally. It seemed to be a bullish read on the non-farms for a host of reasons. Yeah, dude, the long-term's like loving today. Snap, BNB, Redfin, and Uber. Literally, the only thing red in the long-term today is Coca-Cola. So, literally, it seems like a majority of everything's up right now. Rivian up 7. Then Mira got clapped. Jeez. No love for the wheat stocks. Uber on the high. RPRX. SMCI starting to go now. And then Coin. ARM, I'm surprised ARM hasn't gone. Coin 252. It's mind-blowing. 252 on Coinbase. This stock was at like $40 a year and a half ago. Mara, baby. I got a long way to go on Mara. Coin just still ripping all throughout. SGD, I was running earlier. Again, net is still on the high. Where is Marvel, Habibi? Marvel is still dying. Ain't no love in the heart of the crypto. Ain't no love in the heart of yelling. BMR. Didn't we see that one the other day? Beamer? Yeah, things been running every now and then. GFAI, wasn't that one of the AI plays? SPY near the high. Tesla. I'm mad, bro. I botched TSM. I got Apple, I got small gains, but I was literally about to get the TSM. I was like, nah, it's up a lot. It moves slow. I'll go with something else, but no. Apple is going, though, again, above 170. That could be good. I think they need to get to like 172. Coin, dude, not literally not stopping. And then SPY a little bit off the top. Fucking Coin, dude. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Uber keeps going up too. Yeah, Tio, that's why I said right when the data came out, I was saying bonds are weird because the market, it was like a bullish set of data, but the bond market didn't react like that. The 2-year did, though. The 2-year bonds really moved, but anything on the long end of the bond curve, very difficult read from the data, or at least market feels the optimism, but bonds are just kind of holding, staying pinned. Well, coin could sell off a lot, but for now, I mean, until crypto sells off, I mean, now it's getting back to similar prices. I mean, last time crypto was around this level, I think Coinbase was around this level too. This is nuts. I can't believe it. That is a green name in our long term. And that name was like red. You getting mad at me because you called out net? My bad, man. My bad. But yeah, I didn't play it. I was just calling out how it moved like it looked like it had news. Why you get so mad at me? Relax, baby. Be easy. It's okay, man. I hope. Did you profit off of it? How much did you make off of it? I'm just long-term chilling, Long-term chilling. Apple run a little bit. Got like $1 a share. Yeah, dude, Tesla is very bad. Tesla's just bad because, like, dude, do you guys see how much exuberance is going on? And, like, never in my life would I have thought Tesla would be the one sitting out. Like, I guess I've been through it with my child support days. If you guys remember the days of child support. That's crazy. That was almost 2 years ago. But then again, the whole market was getting clapped around then, too. So, but like this time around, everybody's doing good, and now they're just not involved with any of it. APM, wasn't that the one yesterday? I think that sounds very familiar. I think it is. Up 55. Aptorium, yeah. This is the one that went crazy yesterday. And then Mira. That one, we'll give it some time and then just get out of it. Don't hit. Maybe by end of the day. Marvel. That one's still low. SPY going. Apple. Bonds. AMD, another high. You guys are calling that out. Yeah, that one keeps running. AMD's kind of been nonstop. And then MNQ, we got a gain. We got a nice gain on Apple. I'll take it. Oh, yeah, we're the weed stocks. They came up a little today. Biden made like a slight comment about it. I guess enough to bring it up, but not go too crazy. Sweatpants, hair tie, chilling with no makeup on. That's when you the prettiest. Long term never treat me wrong. Hair tie, sweatpants, chilling with no deposits. No, that's when you the prettiest. I hope that you got some dividends. Okay, yeah, amen, Oscar. I love the long term. You guys have to be loving the long term, right? Anybody? No, never mind. I'm not gonna. This is a loaded question. Someone's gonna be like, my long term went up and I'm angry. You're like, fuck the long term. Morgan, never mind. I did not mean to ask that question. All I'm saying, I like the long term. I like it myself personally. Maximum long term. I still haven't adopted the long-term ways, but I'll get there. Hey, man. When it's your time, it's your time. You know what I'm saying? Midnight toker. You got to stop toking a little bit and start long-terming a little bit. Start long toking, and you'll be good. But not. Everybody has their own time. But the sooner you start, the better. That's the one thing I learned along my stock market career that legitimately changed my life. No exaggeration. Just like understanding that the sooner you start and get in an investment in the game and hold it, oh man, it's a game changer. So it requires nothing. So remember, like you could go start a long term and then you could continue to toke at midnight and nothing, you don't have to do anything. That's like the beauty of like my whole long term, like I did nothing. All I did was click a couple buttons and it just sits there. So just don't ever forget. It doesn't even require that much work. It's not, once a month maintenance. Like you buy a long term like you clean your bong. You probably don't even clean your bong once a month. It's nasty. I see it right now. It's disgusting. You should see what you're putting in your lungs. But in general, it's like it's kind of the same idea there. Once a month maintenance, and you'll be good to go. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, anybody who's like, I don't have a long term, and then like, if you don't have a long term, and you have a weed name, and then you brag on about not having the long term, you definitely have a dirty bong. That's all I'm not dumb. I know how to put 2 and 2 together, and I just know you have not cleaned that thing in 9 to 12 months minimum, and it's very bad. Honestly, you got like a whole Wuhan lab in there, but to each their own. Like I'm saying, get a long term, do your thing, you'll be good to go. SPY just slowly melting up. Let's see. Bro, why is Snap at 1250? I'm so down, but like, what the hell? Airbnb, you were teasing us in the morning. Bro, Ultra just keeps killing it. And then Pfizer's up, Boeing going up. My goodness. Coin. This is blowing my mind. Coinbase is green. Where's DraftKings is the next one, but we're farther on that. That's crazy. Tesla. Yeah, MO's still going. SPY. Again, Snapchat, SYM. High ticker is very active. We have been here for a little bit more than 30 minutes. Let me give you a break right now or an update. So S&P, 127 names in the red, 373 names in the green, 9 names in the red, 21 names in the green. That's for the Dow Jones. And then NASDAQ 100, 32 red, 69 green. Honestly, this is a little worse than the other day. Today's fascinating because, again, you feel the movements. High ticker goes crazy, SPY goes up. So today's a very broad day, but we have had days this week. Like Monday, you had more green names than red. So very interesting where we're sitting at right now. All things considered. Just check my long term and scared because I grabbed NVIDIA at 46 pre-split. Are you scared or are you just trying to flex? Well, you shouldn't be scared. Again, anything I've already said to anybody, if you have some of these big runners, like I'm holding Facebook up 500%. In my original portfolio, my Facebook is up even more. But the whole point is I let these runners run. My general idea with the long term is I love it when I have a runner, especially if it goes insane and goes from being a small part of the portfolio to a big part of the portfolio. Like, why would you be scared? I would just ride it out. And then as that gets bigger, I would use the money that I save and then I would go buy value plays with dividends. That's it. It's honestly a gift. You got to realize if you got you have a Meta, a NVIDIA, a ARM, you have any of these names that are up several hundred percentage points in the long term, that is your long term telling you to go buy dividends. Does that make sense? Because now, like, dude, that's the crazy part. Like, do you guys realize our one purchase of Meta, it can make us almost as much as Snapchat does in a day now. And it's crazy to think about because that position was way bigger. It's bigger than what we even invested. But the idea is this opens up the door for you to go buy dividends because now your growth names are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now you could go and buy all the value with the money you save and then still keep a balance. So if you're worried about having one name too much, go buy the other names. And then it's either you keep making bank off NVIDIA, or if NVIDIA comes down, you could collect the guaranteed yield and then hopefully if NVIDIA is coming down there, the other names are able to come up. When do you sell those runners? When you want to do something with them. And what I mean by that is buy a house, make another investment, or you need the money. But like legitimately, this is part of how I've made a killing. Like I wouldn't be here without holding certain winners. And that is a big, big thing in the long term. And that's the beauty of the long term. This is why the long term gets crazy, because you don't know how crazy things can go. Nobody thought NVIDIA was going to do this. If they did, they would have bought more. That's why they wouldn't be FOMOing like this. Same thing with Meta and all these names. You never really know what's going to happen. That's why the compounding gains, when it goes from small to big and then bigger and then just goes nuts, you never could forecast that. And what it could turn into is usually amazing. So that's why it's just like you want to give it 10 years and you want to give it time before not. Mira rebounding a little bit. AVDL. I need to go to the bathroom, though, now. I don't know if there's a commercial, kind of. Let's see. Follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. I love you, Chattadonia. Good morning. Non-farms already came out, and I will be right back.
Half, we're at 4.3, but progress is being made.
If you're betting on progress here and the lower wages that you're seeing, or at least some cooling of wage inflation, how does that bode for future inflation data ahead? Does that give some fuel to the fire that perhaps inflation is a little more in control?
It does. It suggests that the panic we had after the 6/10 gain in January has been overdone. That was probably seasonal effects. And so if we're on this track down, a 1/10 gain is probably not going to be the same as we get next month. It'll probably go up a little bit. But we're not seeing wage pressures generated by what is still a fairly strong economy. And that's what the Fed wants to see. And so that's what the market wants to see. And they're happy today.
Michael McKee, we thank you for keeping an eye on all the data and ahead at the next set of data that will send the market flying once again. Let's look at the market implications now with Stephanie Guilds, Head of Investment Strategy for Robinhood Financial. Stephanie, when you look at the jobs data in and of itself, on one hand, you see some cooling of some key metrics here. How do you think about that in terms of how you might think about future investments?
I guess it's a good thing, right? Like Goldie's in the house today. And we're seeing that, the market is cooling, the jobs data is getting still strong and stable. And actually with the revisions, we're kind of in the 2 handle for the last couple of months. Nothing is really alarming, but it's headed in the right direction. And I think that's what the market wants to see. I'm sort of in the camp that, I think it won't get worse from here. I think the market will stay stable. The one thing I am watching is the household survey was negative. And you are seeing Challenger layoffs rise a little bit. And so the other thing is earnings season showed us that there's probably going to be some more cost cutting, especially in certain sectors. And so I think all of this is playing out the way that sort of I am expecting, but I don't expect it to get so much worse that it kind of leads to recessionary vibes.
And that is what I was going to ask next year, too, because on one hand, you said Goldie's in the house. The current data shows you some stability, even with some softening of certain labor markets here. But at what point do you start to worry that things might go quickly from okay to much worse?
I think you just have to watch the data. And, I sound like Powell, but I think you have to watch the data. And if you're seeing like the unemployment rate, I think gets to the 4s, and if it gets there quickly, I think, then you start to say, what's happening here? Like if you start adding less and less jobs, then yeah. But I think parts of the economy are also already showing that it's slowing down. Like the industrial sector has shown that pretty greatly, and the manufacturing sector. It's just the consumer has stayed really, really strong, and that's kind of kept the economy afloat.
You look at currently, it's almost like it's in the bag to get rate cuts by the summer. You see it in the Fed's swaps pricing here. But what about beyond that? If you don't see 3 rate cuts this year, at least, do you think the market holds up as steadily as it has been?
I think so. I think the market just has to get used to the fact that we're not in QE anymore. Like I still think there's this kind of recovery period from.
She said, even if we don't cut rates, the market's still going to go up. Well, Coinbase is up 260 now. NASDAQ hit a new high. SPY, new all-time high as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 12 points away from pumping it up. I can't believe now. I might be throwing in the towel. If we pump it up this Friday, I'm throwing in. I can't believe this one. again. I don't know. Maybe you need Bank of Japan to stop this madness. But, like, I can't even know, man. That's crazy. If we're about to pump it up again at 5,200, this is I'm like, okay, long term is fucking gassing. But at the end of the day, I'm like, dude, what the hell? There's no way we're doing 100 points every fucking 5 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? This is insane, bro. This is insane. We're getting close to pump it up. We are very close. Again, man, like even, dude, Coinbase is probably the most mind-blowing. We now have a gain on that, which is stupid. But then just looking at, bro, I can't believe we are this, again, and we were just, 100-something points lower the other day. You did that same little gap, pop, drop, and lock, and then go back up another. Dude, 5,200. You're knocking on the door. And again, today's data, I mean, it's more supportive than not. So yeah, NQs are up from the morning. Even the Apple shares kind of took off a little bit. I think everything got woken up there. See if Apple gets above there, that'll be nice. Where is Marvel? I did nothing. Where's IoT? Google running up now. Again, more highs on Coinbase. The NQ is good. The MNQ. The bond, I didn't make any bond plays. I haven't done that in a couple days. ARM flushing. Believe it or not, something showing up on the low, and it's ARM. NVIDIA 966. So I don't know if you want that NVIDIA 1,000. You're closer to 1,000 than closer to 900. So take that as you please. I don't know. I feel like there was a price target raised at 1,200 a while ago. Coin, Uber, Enphase. Enphase kind of really running. Enphase like a, 50-cent pop there in 1 minute. And then GE's been up all day. TSM, that's been going through the moon. Dude, Tesla's about to go red on all of this. That's the craziest part. Meta, 522. So Meta is literally going nonstop. Even Snap, 1261. Bruh. Let's go. Airbnb, just go to 168 and call it today. MPW red. Very interesting. They were green here in the morning. And that's very weird, MPW, because, again, today is very supportive of the Russell, even some of the short-term rates. Energy's down. That's very weird. Again, I think the real estate index is up. So MPW probably just giving back because it was outperforming the other days. And then Apple, 60 cents off the high. NVIDIA is still climbing in there. Ugly red. No, it's not bad. Again, we're kind of in melt-up mode. Someone was asking me what I meant by that this morning. This is kind of what it looks like. So watch the first pullback. Maybe we get a VWAP pullback. But you got Euro close here in like an hour 45. So we got a lot of time. A lot of time. But this move was just, it did nothing for 5 minutes and then straight up. Why is no one talking about Tesla having 9,000 Bitcoins up over 100? I think because they sold off some of them, but then it's not as big as it once was. But then I think like it's like maybe a 500 million profit for him, but I don't know if that skews the numbers too much. But I am surprised people haven't mentioned that as much. Bitcoin, Tesla should be getting some off that. It's been such an eventful morning. Feels like Euro close will be next year. There has been a lot. I mean, we were here an extra hour early, so we've been here for a little bit more of time. But again, I think today's events are all done. This is just a matter of how we're moving with what's it called? Just now that the news was borderline good. And then too, remember, CPI is on Tuesday. So that's the beauty, is that like if we get aggressive here today and then whatever we close into and whatever we get into Monday, you have CPI on Tuesday. So you're going to get a follow-up to this move almost immediately. AMD still going, Coin, PayPal popping now. They're barely green. Bro, Coin 261. Cassius, my man, God bless you. Good morning, baby. Bitcoin closing in at 69,000. DoorDash now too. Oh, something else flipped red. Yeah, MPW, that was green. AT&T, WBD, everything else. Now Uber's our biggest gainer of the day. Man, what a wild-ass day. I want to see Airbnb above 168, maybe 170 for Friday. SMCI still going. Why did Redfin run? Uber. Why semis? I don't know. Marvel wasn't that good, but semis are just, I think, in their own little world from even, again, NVIDIA getting hyped. And then Broadcom wasn't bad. Broadcom's down, but their earnings wasn't bad. Even Marvel's AI stuff was good, but Marvel, their enterprise business, was weighing on whatever progress they made elsewhere. Square popping. There's TSM again. Apple still holding up. No, yeah, Uber's doing Uber's surprisingly, really strong. Every day, again, Coin 262. NVIDIA has a chance for 1,000. I mean, again, yesterday, beginning of this week, it was at 900. It's already at 966, so anything is possible. AMD. Yeah, AMD is kind of low-key nutty. Yesterday, dude, it's already at 220. It barely broke 200 the other day. Is there any other info? No, there's nothing. That's it. This is all. We might get one random pop on a day-to-day, but it does seem like the market, bro, I heard Goldilocks twice this morning. The market got what it wanted, I would say. Again, it's in a weird way, this was better than even being in line, but low unemployment. So it could still move around, but generally today's was a green light, and then you have till Tuesday. So that's the thing. Whatever happens here, I mean, it's kind of more about next checkpoint is going to be CPI on Tuesday. Bruh, CCJ, how you going to run up and then drop like that? What's CG? Carlisle popping at the high. NVIDIA looks prime for a stock split after $1 trillion rally. Yahoo Finance. Yeah, bro, gold. I'm down 500 on a micro. Broadcom, I don't really want to play it. I don't think the earnings were too bad, but just kind of, I'd rather play SMCI. But their earnings didn't bring out any warning signs. Marvel chilling. Where's IoT? IoT just held up. Bro, and then Coin is just not stopping. Meta 522. Uber. Team, Upstart. Dollars on the high. Where's the yen? That was another big part of today. Yeah, we are still inverted. Yen has been dying, actually. Yen gave up half the gains. So I was like, why is the dollar trying to climb back up? Yeah, you uninverted a little bit from the last couple of days, but yeah, we're still fairly inverted. I mean, you're a little bit more inverted, same level of like SVB of last year, but yeah, we are still holding it. And then OX, Riley. Again, dollar going up. The yen is starting to give up. Yen is still green, but watch out there. Dude, Square's up 5. And now PayPal's moving, but they're lagging behind a lot. Inverting mean recession? Yes, but that's why a lot of people have criticized it, because the yield curve's been inverted now for like 16 months, almost 2 years, and you haven't had anything close to a recession. But that's why my belief is when it uninverts, then we'll talk about recession. And then if it stays inverted till like May or June, this will be the longest curve inversion since 1928. Now, I still have the Square calls, but those, I don't even think they went up. Because we were up on them, and then it had that dip. Actually, damn, I got 100% on those Square calls. I thought they were going to be dead. So they went up, but yeah, I do have them. They're till next week. They're a little further out the money. They're up 120. I swear, I thought they were going to be down. Because I know we were up on them 100 like the week we bought them, and then the market went down the next week. So I was like, Thank you for your knowledge and dedication for creating a wonderful community. Oh, it's my pleasure, my friend. Thank you for watching the State of the Union with me. Like yesterday, I really felt good because I was like, man, I got homies I could watch this boring shit with. You know, like it felt really good, man. So I'm grateful for the community that we have. Even then, bro, I can't even share the non-farms with none of my homies. So thank you for waking up early with me today. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mira. He ain't gonna move. Oh, he moved. Woo! I'm still in that one. Biden low-key killed it. Like,